short, okay? Don't you think they're going to start playing medium to short? And then what does Matt Nagy do? Dial up a deep ball, and Mitch needs to hit it. I'm agreeing. If Mitch can't hit it, and I'll be pissed. But what would you?
It's not about him hitting it. It's about the Bears not even instilling enough confidence in him to try. Yeah, you could say it's on Matt Nagy for the play calling. Mitch is kind of just following it, but I mean, he needs to air it out, bro.
I'm gonna interrupt.
What's the point of airing it out if you're up by 28 and you risk throwing a pick?
Okay, no, I feel you in that regard. I definitely feel you for sure.
Mitch had 6 incompletions. I don't want to hear that he had to air it out. It's week 3. He's been having a terrible, rough start to the season. Airing it out is not going to do anything except maybe get one deep ball in that's going to be a touchdown, probably going to land down as a pick if we're throwing. If he's airing it out 5 to 6 plus times, I don't want to see that out of Mitch
that
now.
Means that, yeah, it means we're not succeeding in our game planning because Mitch's forte is not airing it out. And here's the thing. If let's say Mitch does get airing, oh God, they're on their own. I'm realizing now this is kind of a shit show if they get fucking.
Eagles are on the 1 yard line, folks, going the other way. So.
Okay, that's some breathing room. Good job. Is that Jay Howe right there? Is that fucking workhorse Jordan Howard? There you go. I have nothing respect for that guy. Anyway, if Mitch, what would you rather have? It takes 1 to 2 quarters of short, dinky little passes, medium at most passes to get Mitch warmed up, and then the second half he's good. Not saying the second half Mitch was all good and looked like Patrick Mahomes. What would you rather have? A first quarter or at least a drive or two of warming up, and then he's the confidence is up where he's good enough to go for the rest of the game, or trying to force him to be throwing deep the whole game and just being like, get it going. Like, I'm fine.
I'm not saying force it every play or something, but he literally just isn't. I get your point of, okay, they're up big, let's just run the ball, play it safe or whatever, but my counterpoint is we're up big, so let him get some confidence. Let him. I don't
think a game that we need to win on the road is a game for confidence. I think a game for confidence is when we need a deep ball, and Mitch has got a chance to. We need a deep ball. We need a big play. Then let him do it, because there's no point. The confidence boost.
So in this situation where we need a big play or whatever, since Mitch hasn't been airing it out, we're just gonna throw it on him all of a sudden. He needs to get into obviously we want him to get into a groove with the short passes and stuff too. But if we want him to throw long at all ever, he needs to at least try it a couple times a game, dude.
I agree with that, and I see your point. But in that game, here's the thing. I don't want to complain because I was I'll admit, the first game and second game scared me, and I didn't know what I was going to see of Mitch. That third game made me so happy. I know that's what Mitch can do, and I know Mitch can play at Mitch's best, he's an elite quarterback. And I don't think in his best game, he threw 6 touchdowns. He looks like an elite quarterback in his best games, and I don't think there's any argument to that. I'm not saying he's always like that, but I'm just saying I'm glad to see that Mitch is still there, that Mitch can still be there, and if we needed some dinky routes to just get our drive going, I'll take it as long as we get wins. The most important thing is Mitch being confident, because I think Mitch's confidence is the number one thing. Because if you see his bad throw or throws where he overthrows, it's because he's all shaky and stuff, and just that little bit of confidence to, instead of be throwing off on his back foot like Rex Grossman, it's maybe a little off the back foot, but he's driving it and stuff, or he's scrambling out and looking for receivers. I would rather have that, and I just
no, I feel you. No, it's definitely about his confidence. But my point, as far as his confidence goes, how is he supposed to feel confident if all Matt Nagy can play call is little 10-yard routes?
Yeah.
How does that instill any confidence in him as a quarterback?
I don't know.
He's pretty much, they're calling it like he's Case Keenum, like he's just a game manager,
And sometimes Mitch just needs to be
That's upsetting.
I get it. We don't have Patrick Mahomes, but we have to live with what we got. And sometimes what we have is a quarterback who, at best, they can be a game manager. Sometimes that's the case. And if him being a game manager is what we need, rather than being like, all right, Mitch, you're a pro quarterback, so we're going to make you throw downfield even if you don't.
Well, that's what we want to find out, dude. That's what I want to find out. I want to find out if he can consistently make those throws that we need. Because the Bears, we don't want somebody. I'm not saying he's Rex Grossman or anything, but we don't want just some mediocre quarterback that's going to sit in there and manage the game for our dominant defense. We need to find out if Mitch is capable of living up to that number 2 overall pick status.
Yeah, and I know the pick is a big part because he's drafted a bunch of Watson Mahomes, but if
unfortunately it's not his fault either.
No,
that's not his fault.
He was great above them. If you look at their boards, they all had Mitch at as the best quarterback.
No,
in the league.
Trust me, I know. The Bears thought they had their guy. So far it looks like they're quite wrong on that. Yeah. But I mean, he just needs to show his stuff, dude.
Mitch
a number 2 overall pick.
But he isn't as good as Watson, Mahomes. But here's the thing, though, like. Yeah, I know we need to know. I want to trust me. I would love to just be like a genie and just be, or like a psychic,
a crystal ball.
Like, here's Mitch's future. If you take it slow, he'll eventually be a great quarterback. If you throw him into the fire, he'll be a great quarterback. Or if you throw him into the fire and try to throw deep balls, he'll regress. I wish I could know that, but him getting his flow going seems to be working.
Dude,
and I would love to just keep that going.
No, I understand the flow, but as far as him like being the quarterback that we need, bro, like the Bears have a dominant defense. Obviously, he's constantly getting the ball, good field position. He's getting the ball early and often because the Bears defense creates turnover. Not the first couple of weeks they didn't create turnovers, but obviously last week we had a bunch of turnovers. But I think he has a solid cast of weapons. I mean, nothing spectacular or anything. Taylor Gabriel had a really good game. It was nice to see him finally do his stuff, go downfield, catch some balls. Allen Robinson, I'd like to see him play as good as he did in week 1. He hasn't quite been there the last 2 weeks. And we had Trey Burton back. We had our full arsenal of weapons. Like at what point are we going to be like it's on Mitch to like get it going here?
I agree.
And
with what he was given Monday, I think he performed. And here's the thing: if he continues to do what he is needs to do to win the game, I'm fine with it. If in this, let's say we get to the Super Bowl and he doesn't play great, but he does what he needs to do to win the Super Bowl, I don't give a shit.
Well,
I think that's all we need to know is that Mitch.
But I don't think the Bears are good enough, even with our defense and everything, to win a Super Bowl or multiple playoff games with Mitch not playing at a high level. Like that doesn't happen a lot nowadays.
I mean,
you could look at Jacksonville from a couple of years back. They had Blaine Gabbert in there. And they're
Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles. I get them mixed up. They're both trash Jaguars quarterbacks. They sound the same.
Blake.
So you can definitely look at the Jacksonville Jaguars a couple years ago is kind of a model the Bears want to follow. But I mean, the Blake Bortles, he put up 40 points against the Steelers in that one playoff game, bro. I don't know if Mitch is capable of that. I don't.
I know. I mean, we know he is capable of it because we saw him do it last year. I mean, it was last year, but we know he can do it. He has done it before, and I know that it was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
But in a sense, a lot of those guys Mitch threw to were open, and the thing is, being open is more of a scheme thing. And if Matt Nagy can scheme a guy's open versus any defense, that's all that matters. And I don't know.
Well, so far we've been struggling with that. That's the problem.
I'm hoping. I'm just.
Stuff changes quickly overnight, dude. Before week 1, Matt Nagy was the second coming of Bill Belichick and running schemes and everything. And by the end of week 1, everybody's calling him an idiot, which I think is obviously a little too far.
Yeah, Bears fans suck ass sometimes.
Yeah, no, you like obviously we need to chill on the hot takes. I feel like I've been a little rougher on Mitch, but it's because he needs to live up to it. It's the year 2 and Matt Nagy's offense. We've got a good, not amazing cast of weapons around him and a great defense. He just needs to get it done for us, and next week's going to be a big test.
Yeah, and Yash and Colin, you guys haven't talked in a while, so let's hear your take. I see you guys sitting up.
No, they've just kind of been slouching here watching the game.
What do you guys think of next week? I just want to hear you talk about Bears, Vikings, whatever you want to say. Anyone want to talk? So let's just say whatever you need to say.
Bear down. Fuck the Vikings. Nobody likes Minnesota. It's fucking cold there.
It's cold here too. What?
Nah, fuck Minnesota. I don't know, man. Kirk Cousins is a bag of shit. I mean, I really think the Bears can just key in on Dalvin Cook and they'll be okay.
Yeah.
If we can pull what we did against the Redskins, we'll be just fucking fine.
Yeah. Well, it's the Vikings, so they're not.
Agreed, Yash. Okay. All right. So as far as the week 4 game, you guys can say that taking Dalvin Cook out of the game is going to be a key factor. Sure,
it's a key factor.
Okay,
that's probably
right. Exactly. Factor. As far as Dalvin Cook, if he doesn't perform and we're locking him up, I think the Vikings are more than prepared to game plan against the Bears defense.
Are they though?
Yes, they are. I know for a fact that they're going to be ready to sling the ball to Thielen and Diggs and Kyle Rudolph.
I would love to see Kirk Cousins I would love to see Kirk Cousins, and I'm not saying like Mitch is so special, but like I'd love to see Kirk Cousins by himself get a dub. Like I would love to see it, and so yeah. And as I was saying, I just don't think I just don't believe Kirk can do it. Here's the thing: he can do it. I don't think he will with if the Bears can stop Dalvin Cook. I mean, if you look at anyone's stats, if you make the quarterback throw a shit ton, their numbers don't look great. They never do. And yeah. I'm hoping that's what's gonna. We need to make the Vikings do that. Is just throw a shit ton. And
no, I mean they definitely have a slew of weapons too. I mean Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, Kyle Rudolph, all those guys. Obviously I don't know Kirk Cousins' exact numbers right now or anything, but I'm pretty sure his average pass yards per game is like maybe a little over one. Like I think it's below 200. I've got to be sure about that.
His passer
yeah,
yards this
because
season?
he had like 90 yards week 1.
It's probably close to 200, 300. It can't be more.
No, I think it's in the 200 range.
He's got 500 yards on the season, 58.7%.
500 yards on the season?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, 500 yards on the season.
How is that possible?
It's 3 weeks of football.
3 weeks, man.
Yeah, I know. How is that? I'm saying for him, he's had like 2. I guess he had 1 good week because he had 2 weeks of just utter poo.
I mean, in terms of his quarterback rating, he was 140 week 1 against the Falcons, 53 in week 2 against the Packers, and then 112 in week 3 against the Raiders.
But the week he was 140, you have to think he threw for 98 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an anomaly. It's not like he had a fucking crazy game.
No, and he's at 3 touchdowns and 2 picks on the year.
I wonder how Dalvin Cook did in that game too.
Yeah, right?
We'll see. That's a great point. I love it. I love the counter argument to me. That's eye-opening to myself. I think that if the Bears can stop Dalvin Cook, which I know they will, it's a matter of if our secondary can step up to the plate. It's a team effort on defense, like I said before. If our front 7 does what we know they will do.
Put pressure on them, yeah.
Yes, if they do what we know they will do by putting pressure on not only Dalvin Cook, not only the offensive line, but Kirk Cousins as well when he has the ball, I think my take here, Bears will have 2 takeaways, all right?
I think so too. I like that. Yeah.
I just think it's one. I think there's one player in the secondary that I worry about. It's Prince.
I thank you. Yeah. I think Prince I would love to see the Bears have another Kyle Fuller-esque on the number 2
that would be
corner
obviously
position.
Insane, but
bring back Tim Jennings 2K19.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Tim Jennings.
We wouldn't let up a single passing yard if we had Tim Jennings across from Kyle Fuller. Tim Jennings in his prime, 2012 or something?
Yeah.
When he had, I think 9
picks. Keenan there too?
Oh, of course.
So yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Everyone, drop your score predictions. We're running low on time. We only got a couple minutes left. So
does someone have one off the top of their head?
Side.
I'm gonna go 24-21 Bears. Little fourth quarter run by Mitch, prove himself a little bit. I could see Mitch throwing for 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Okay.
Maybe 300 yards.
Yeah, I like that.
30-27 Bears.
I like that. Yeah, I'm running Yasha's range. I'm going 24-17.
All right, and I would throw
24-17 Vikings win. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ. I would say.
What are you going with, Rags?
I'll say 27-23.
Okay.
I'll say this. I'll say we're up 27 to wait. What did I say? 27-23.
23.
I'll say we're up 27 to 16 for they have get a bunch of field goals, and then we get a late round game touchdown to just make it a little closer. We win with a onside recovery.
I could see us shutting the Vikings out the first 2.5 quarters, and then doing exactly what they've done the first 3 weeks is kind of letting up on the gas a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know. I'm hopeful.
But nonetheless, will be an incredibly fun game to watch.
And a fun podcast to do afterwards.
Definitely.
Next podcast, way more drinking.
But thank you to Yash and Colin again for being our guests on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
See you guys next week.
Rags, you got a final word?
Let's go Bears. I'm hoping for a W. We need the Packers to lose this game. We're currently watching it. There's only a couple minutes left. Let's go Bears. I think that's about it. Alex, you want to say anything?
No, that's about it. Thank you to everybody who's listening. Again, please give us a follow on our @SpreadOutSports Twitter. And thank you for listening and have a good one.
Follow, retweet, do all that stuff. Good night, everybody.
Please.